What is up, everybody? What's going on? We are rocking here. Looks like things might even be working. I like that when things are working. Things working is good for me, because that's not always what happens. All right, looks like we got a nice active chat going on again, which is always nice to see. I'm not even able to keep up with it. I love that. That is so cool. I see Doc in here. Hey, Doc. I see Tom. Hey, Tom. Glenn. Hey, Glenn. I see my parents in here. What's up, Rents? Who else do we got? If I missed anybody, it looks like Wango Tango. Is that who I'm seeing there? Yeah, Wango Tango time is here. Excellent to see. If I'm missing anyone, welcome to the show. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to lurking or whatever it is that you guys have got going on. Happy to see you here. We are playing my 44th album tonight. This album is titled Schrodinger Screwdriver, and I'm sure you have all run into this phenomena. You are looking for a Phillips head screwdriver, and you look in your screwdriver drawer, and there's nothing but flatheads. And the next day, you're looking for a flathead. You go to the same drawer, look at the same screwdrivers, and they're all Phillips. That's because Schrodinger's screwdriver, baby. Screwdrivers exist in a condition of not being a flathead or Phillips until you see it, at which time it becomes whatever you do not need. And those that you do need are nowhere to be found. Yes, that's why I always store a screwdriver in my head. Thank you, Doc. Cool. So, that title track was Schrodinger Screwdriver, same as the album. And this album just, it kind of just goes all over the place. We kind of got a feel for, I think, what they did. I feel like the first song kind of tells us what's going to go on, and a little foreshadowing in there. We got some soft stuff, we got some heavier stuff, we got some slower stuff, we got some faster stuff. We're going to slow it down a little bit. This next piece is called The Flowers of Winter. Flowers of Winter. It's kind of a Sarah song there. Botany stuff. Never thought I would know so many botanists until I met Sarah. That's an interesting change in my life. It's a good change. Definitely a good change. Botany's awesome. Cholesterol, just do it. Just do cholesterol. I'm just kind of, I did something wrong. Okay, there we are. I did something bad. Okay. Former Light Tech here. Anyway, thanks for coming to the show. Former Light Tech. Just drop by at random. Love your setup. A ton of stuff I want to change. But that is a good thing. If it was bad, probably ignore it. You want to change my stuff? Feel free to make suggestions. Feel free to shoot me a whisper or just put it up in chat. I'm always open to suggestions. Doesn't necessarily mean I will incorporate them, but I am open to them. But I hope you enjoy the show, nonetheless. I hope you are having a good time listening to my rock and / or roll music. That's what we do. We tend to have a pretty good time here with this. So thanks for coming in. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, everyone. All right. Yeah. My parents, Grand Canyon 6, are very fond of my Miss Sarah. They became buddies right away, and that, of course, works much nicer that way. We're glad of that. Sarah and I got very lucky as far as in-laws. We all get on well, so that works. All right. Well, let's bump it back up a bit, shall we? Let's get some energy going here. This next one, bumping up, we're going into B minor, going about 144 beats a minute, thereabouts, and or whatever. And this piece is called The Sneering Gambler. Alrighty then. What is going down in Groovetown, folks? See something about a piano career. Teresa's come in. Renee is here. Always good to see you all. And again, anyone else who I have missed in chat or who's watching and lurking, welcome. Always work with the bass line that light has to work for the artist. Cindy can't be there to push the limit. I can only, the fact that I've done. Cheer on the fact that I gotcha. Okay, I misunderstood that. The quick thing you see is front lighting. Front is too. Okay, no, actually that's really good because I've got a new configuration of lights in front, and I just made those brighter today, so I will bring those back down for the next show. Let me see. Both sides of the stage needs to be a reason for it. Okay, good. Very good input. Thank you. No, this is really good input. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I just bumped I felt like I had it too low last week, so I bumped that up a bit. So I will make some adjustments with that. That's really good input. I really appreciate that. Cool. Okay. And yeah. Again, we've only done 3 songs. We've already got to over 100 messages in chat. We're probably to about 125 here, so that's excellent. People are going for it. Hope you, again, are all enjoying the show. I am. I'm having a great time here. You know why? Because I'm playing guitar. And you know what else I did earlier? My regulars already know. I had pizza. Life is good. Life is good. And now, we're going to play guitar in E Phrygian. That also makes life good. Because Phrygian is freaking awesome. Yes, you see? Phrygian. You know who likes Phrygian? Everyone likes Phrygian. Everyone. Oh, could I have an actual fire during my show? You know, we came real close once, Doc. You were there for that. For anyone who's watching and may not be aware, oh gosh, this was probably like 6 or 7 months ago now. I've got a brand new smoke machine here that my parents were nice enough to just send me without me even knowing about it. Because a while back, I was actually facing the other way in the room at the time. You guys used to see the side of the room that I'm now almost seeing through my sunglasses. And gosh, I was like almost done with the show. I think there were like 2 or 3 songs left. And I'm like, oh, something smells wrong. And then my smoke machine was literally on the verge of catching fire. Flames started shooting out of it. And I happened to have a damp towel from a shower on the floor. So I grabbed this towel in the middle of a show, ran it out the stairs, cussing my brains out, just in an absolute fury of terror, trying to get out 3 doors and up 13 stairs to get that thing outside. It worked. We didn't burn the house down, but it was exciting. If anyone's interested, go to my YouTube, and there is a clip of that there where I have very kindly edited out the negative language that I don't typically use in my show, but I felt that was a perfectly reasonable exception at that time, since literally lives were on the line. Fortunately, everything went well. And yes, it's true that the octopus says, yes. I know, because I was there and I heard him say it. So there's that. Yeah. Good stuff. I'm missing some stuff here. Fire bad. Yes, fire bad. You know, unless you're really in a survival situation trying to keep warm on it. In that scenario, fire was definitely not what we were looking for. It was the opposite of what we were looking for. So yes, bad. All right, let's move on, play some music, shall we? We're gonna slow it down a touch. Still medium, but actually I don't know what this song sounds like now that I think about it. It's 128 beats a minute or thereabouts. We're doing some E Phrygian. This song is called Yearning for Hope. The light fixture in my studio looks just on the show. Cool. And I saw something here. Oh yeah, that is something I did look into that, and pleasantly surprised with not having any residue left from that. There's a Twitch streamer that goes by Scene of Action. His name is Monty. He's a really cool guy. And my setup is somewhat inspired by his. He's been doing this for a lot longer than me, so he's got like, I think 14 cameras going on or something. Don! Thanks for the $5. Thank you very much, Don. I've missed you. I haven't seen you for a while. Mr. Keddick. Always a pleasure in so many ways. But yes, that was one of the first, as I was thinking about doing this, I actually messaged him in his Twitch chat. I said, do you have trouble with this? And fortunately, neither of us have. So that's actually been really great. But it was definitely a concern. And it looks much more enclosed than it is. It's actually a very well ventilated room, which is why I need to actually get some more smoke going as soon as my machine heats up. So yeah, that is good advice though. That was something I looked into right away. Genuine plastic eucalyptus. Carved out of whale bones. I do have some skulls I'm going to be putting up in the back before long. It's like every time Sarah and I go out to the desert for her to work on botanizing, I like walk around picking up skulls and stuff. I'm actually planning to do an album called Bag of Bones, because it's just going to be so easy to find a bag full of bones for an album cover, and it would be awesome. So people say hi to Sean and Sandra. Welcome on YouTube. Cool. I don't even know how Doc figures this stuff out. He's like, Doc is my moderator. I've known Doc for about 43,000 years. And he gets this stuff. I believe he also moderates for Richie Castellino of Blue Oyster Cult. How can I forget the name of that? I love those guys. And yeah, Doc is great at this stuff. So yes, hello all who may or may not be watching. Even hello to the people who aren't watching. Serves them right for not being here. They didn't get to hear it. Their problem, not mine, not yours, not ours. They're out there talking to themselves. We're out here rocking. Let's do this. I'm getting all excited. The title of this next song is awesome. So awesome. San Francisco to John Wayne Airport, stop at LAX just for fun. How could you not have fun stopping in an airport? That's why I don't travel. You may have noticed, you've never heard anyone say, gosh, that's just as beautiful as an airport. There's a reason for that, because airports suck. I'm not a travel fan. Anyway, fun title on this next piece. We're going to kick it up a little bit from where we were on the last song. This is called The Hero Needs a Villain. Villain needs a coffee. It looks like I have another errant light. Let me fix this real quick. There we are. That one tends to do that one. Oh, and then the one that used to be up there that I've reconfigured, so that one's no longer an issue. All right. 3 hours WO. I saw some stuff. Let's play Ask Randy. We can ask Randy all night long if you want to. I love talking about me. As long as you like hearing a lot about guitars and pizza, you'll be great. Let me switch my camera so you guys can see my lovely, beautiful face better. Let's see. I'm not sure. I saw some questions up here. Well, yeah, okay, so pilot. I am a licensed private pilot. I have a private pilot license with an instrument rating. Last time I flew was probably about 20 years ago, maybe a little more. It's been a long time, at least 18. So technically I am still a pilot. They don't expire like driver's licenses do. I just have to get recertified. And I've been asked a few times why I don't fly anymore, and it's really because I would just rather play guitar. It's freaking awesome. So yes. And then there is the scuba diving. So I actually didn't go scuba diving and then flying. That was just, I had gone scuba, what Doc is, Mona, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for contributing. You are, much like Mr. Don, greatly appreciated. Thank you kindly. So no, what Doc is referencing is, this was 1997, and I was still a pilot at the time, but they were not related. I had gone scuba diving. I was actually on my certification dive to be certified as a scuba diver, and I ended up with hyperbaric treatment for 8 hours that day. I ended up in the hyperbaric chamber, which is, the decompression chamber. I got the bends, and it was pretty exciting. Fortunately, I am not claustrophobic, because the hyperbaric chamber is not a great place for claustrophobics. So if you are claustrophobic, definitely be careful about that. But it's really easy to not get the bends, just don't scuba dive. But mine, I didn't do anything wrong on the dive. I didn't do anything wrong after the dive. It was just one of those weird things. And fortunately, I had insurance, because that was a steep medical bill if I had. Ouch. So I have had some fun adventures. I will say that all you can say is why. Why should you not get the bends? Did you not listen to my story? Or why do I eat a lot of pizza? Have you ever met me? I'm actually not sure what the why is in reference to, but Glenn, just because your mom said so, all right? There you go. All right. Good stuff. We've got some more. Oh, what else have we got down here? Has to stay in for cops is still on. It's funny. Just yesterday, someone came to the house trying to sell us Dish, and we're like, "Sorry, we don't even have television in the house. We just watch movies on our computer." It's like one of those. I hate that. It's like, I didn't watch television. I sound like that right now. I'm such a jerk. But at least it's fun to be a jerk. Two blinds hooked to a foot pedal, getting dark covers for the sides of the stages. Eventually, yeah, that is, the back wall used to be visible, and I've put boards up on that. Eventually, I am going to bring the sides in, and that's going to be darked out as well, so it's more of a stage atmosphere. Definitely, if some of the people who've been watching me for over a year could tell you that this has come a long way. When I first started, I had 4 lights sitting on the floor and 2 lights in the front, and that was it. Just these RGB LEDs, and it's definitely come a long way. Cycler Tom, thank you so much. You are greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for listening to my crazy stories and my crazy music. So yes, greatly appreciated, and you are welcome. I definitely appreciate everyone who comes in. So yeah, that is in the works, slowly but surely filling things in to be more of a stage atmosphere. Eventually I'm going to paint the ceiling a dark gray. And I've just programmed 2 more albums for light shows, and in those I included 4 more lights which are going to go on the ceiling pointing at the guitars. So definite changes coming to the environment, though if you tune back in next Friday, it's probably going to look just like this. but definitely changes do occur, and I definitely agree with that. I agree with what you're saying there, that I need to black out the walls. So, good. Yes. Same guy that had an affinity for my spot. Let's not tell that story either, Doc. That's more of a Doc Randy and Chris story there. No, that's true. Yeah, and this is one I gotta say here. I still don't know why Dexter's Disciples is not doing shows online. That's Dr. Gack and Doc in the chat. It's their band, and they have this their setup just makes mine look pitiful. And mine looks pretty cool. Their setup is freaking awesome, and they're just like, oh, we don't want to do shows yet. We'd have to get a webcam for that. They talk like that. I'm just gonna say they do. Anyway, yeah, you guys need to start doing Twitch shows. You guys would be freaking awesome. So, yes, I agree. Look to those guys for the lighting setup. I need to tune to drop D here. Fortunately, I got my little tuner there. Okay. This next song is one of my favorites. I've got 64 albums out. You definitely get some favorites and some not so favorites. This next song is one of my definite favorites here. Oh no, yeah. Anyway, I definitely appreciate the input, and I really agree with the things you're saying. Yeah, and I am keeping the ball rolling. The plans are there, but time, writing the music, doing the shows, changing how. In fact, just. You can kind of see that we've got this nice kind of shiny floor. I used to have this terrible carpet in here. We tore that out. That was a big project. We actually just finished, this afternoon, finally putting in the trim around the walls back in. You can't really see it on camera right now, but that's looking really good. So, guitars are all wired up music box type. Awesome. I actually really like the sound of music boxes. I need to find a way to get a music box sample and use that in one of my songs somewhere, hide it in there. But yeah, so this next song is one of my favorites. This was inspired by a couple of students of mine who were just so fun, Miranda and Shelby. I doubt they're watching tonight, but I dedicated this song to them. And it's one of the few songs that I'm not in standard tuning. I'm a bit of a rebel in the heavy metal realm, that I actually have standard tuned guitars. I know that Dr. Gack, Glenn, also has standard tuning on his guitar. It's actually quite rare. But this is one of my exceptions. This is in drop D tuning. And it's a fun song. It's so fun. So let me make sure this guitar is going to stay somewhat in tune on that D string now. Formerly E, the string formerly known as an E string. This song is called freaking Space Monkeys. All right, freaking space monkeys. Gotta watch out for freaking space monkeys, you know? Who doesn't like a good space monkey here and there? I should get back to my standard tuning. Sean would like to know how my light system is operated. Sean, welcome to the show. I think that you were mentioned earlier in chat. So, I have an exceptionally complex setup, and it took me freaking ages to work it out. Essentially what I do, there's a protocol called DMX 512. Edith! I think I had dinner with you at a Chinese restaurant once, didn't I, Edith? Thank you very much. So the DMX 512 protocol controls these types of lights. I don't actually use directly DMX. So I run, so when you hear my guitar, that's going through my recording program. And then my recording program has all my backing tracks. And it also, I'm running a set of virtual cables out to a variety of other programs. So I run a virtual cable to my broadcast software to switch from one camera to another. I run a virtual cable to my sheet music program, so because I don't have these songs memorized, so I have sheet music scrolling along, and then it also runs to a DMX basically converter. And so what I do is I program what's known as MIDI, stands for Musical Instrument Digital Interface. This is not simple stuff. You will not be able to just do this after I've told you about it. But I program the MIDI in, and I actually program it in sheet music because I'm very kind of fluent with sheet music, and so I plug that in. I turn it into MIDI in my recording program, and then that sends a signal. So basically, what I do is for every light, I will put an on or off. Basically, I put a note in, and when that note is on, that light is on. So I have a note kind of system for each light. So on an average show, I program about probably 25,000 notes for the lights to go on and off. And it's a very complex. I love the way it works. The setup, having kind of gotten to where it is, I'm like, this is really cool. But yeah, it's crazy. Hey, Emmett's in here. Welcome, Emmett and Sandra Y. Great tunes. Thank you very much. Hello and welcome to the show. I hope you guys are enjoying it. Looks like you are. Of course, Emmett's been to my shows many times. Emmett has actually seen me in person doing shows back when I still lived on what we now refer to as the coast. Everyone on the west side of the mountains, you guys are all coastal living. To us Easties now that we're out in the middle of nowhere, or as I've said many times, we're not actually in the middle of nowhere, but we are, within walking distance. Real Alien Space Bats, welcome back. Haven't seen you for a while, I don't think. Good to have you back. Had some serious finagling, but program tempo set light. Yeah, it is. It really, and I would like to say I was pulling my hair out while doing it, but that was not the case. The hair was already gone, but had I had any hair, I would have been pulling it out. It took quite a few months to really figure out how to get there. And that's, I was talking to someone here earlier about, the fact that when I first started doing these shows, I only had, 4 lights sitting on the floor in the back, and I had 2 lights up front, so it was a much smaller setup. And that's like Emmett, who's in here, his older brother, he and his older brother are both students of mine. And his brother is learning how to do recording right now. And it's like one thing I always tell people when you're learning to record or using any kind of a mixing board, just learn how to do one channel. Don't try to open up a project like what I'm doing and hit that. Just because once you learn how to do one channel, it's like, okay, now I can do 2 channels, but they're the same thing. So it's just a kind of this expansion process to get to where you are. And it's fairly soon. Like I said, the last couple, I programmed lights recently for Infinity -1, which was my second album, and Behind the Black Door, my third album. I might not be quite done with that, but those have 4 additional lights. So then I'll go through all these other albums and add the 4 lights in. So just, expanding. It's fun. It's really fun. I love the challenge of figuring all this kind of stuff out, and particularly seeing the end result. It's just like, yeah, this is awesome. It's like when a person goes on a weight loss regime, and then 6 months down the road they're like, oh, I'm looking good. It's that kind of feel, that kind of accomplishment, and it's something I urge all people to do is really go for the sense of accomplishment. Sean is bassist for the band you play for these days. Oh, that's cool. Sean, welcome. That's excellent. Yeah, Doc. So for those who are not aware, Doc played drums on my first album, which was back in 2004. And it just doesn't work for me. When I got like someone like Doc or my buddy Kevin, who's my guitar teacher, and they're like, oh, if you can make me sound good. No, you guys don't get away with the whole humble, I'm not that good thing, because you are. Don't even go down that road, baby. Doc plays with a few people. He's a killer drummer and actually really good to work with. I had 2 drummers play on that first album, and I had a great experience with both of them in the studio. I'm still very pleased with that album. So yes. Okay, someone's doing coke, and that's just exciting. So yeah, I agree. Let's geology and tumble. We're actually going to slow it down a bit. So we're going to be geologying and tumbling on a lower level, but it's still fun. And now I'm just realizing that this is what I played through this album earlier today, but I'm like, I don't even remember what this song sounds like. So I'm just going to hit the space bar here. I'm going to make sure my correct window is active. I'm getting better at that, and I'm just going to start playing. This is B flat minor. And I love playing in B flat minor because it's one of the more challenging keys to play in on a guitar. Guitars are not set up well for B flat minor. So let's see what happens in the B flat minor context and just kind of what's going on. This is called A Peculiar Doorway. All right. I already forget what that song was called. Yeah, that's one of the things. As I mentioned, I've done 64 albums. One of the hardest things about writing 64 albums is coming up with over 600 song titles. Justify for you both. Cool vid. Mrs. Gap. Okay. And yeah, for anyone who's just coming in, hello. Welcome to the show. Oh, I just rhymed. That was stupid. Anyway, welcome. Hope you're enjoying it. Okay, I gotta figure this one out. Oh, that's a deep inside joke right there. That was imaginative, Doc. That was imaginative. That was thank you very much. That is a deep inside joke right there. I think there are about 6 people in the whole world who are in on that one. Oh my! So much appreciation for everyone who throws tips out. Of course, I appreciate everyone who's coming in to watch and listen and smell my shows. It's always a good time. But yes, definitely extra thanks for those who are supporting my endeavors financially, my starving artist lifestyle. It's a beautiful thing. And that, it kind of segues me into this next song title, but I don't know how I would ever actually do this. I guess there's kind of a give and take here. I do a show, you guys help me out. But this song, moving back into some E Phrygian, in fact. Done that a few times today already. I guess I was in kind of an E Phrygian mood on this album when I wrote it. This is called And I Shall Return the Favor. Rightio. So, moving right along. Let me switch my camera here. Sometimes I don't end my songs on the correct camera, on the speaking camera. Well, we have arrived. Oh, E Phrygian's one of your favorite scales? Awesome. Yeah, Phrygian's cool. But speaking of awesome scales, we have arrived at a portion of the show that my regulars have all been waiting for because they know it's going to happen in most of my shows. And that's right. Oh, we have a request. I'm going to get to the request in a moment. I'm going to get to the request now. There aren't very many requests I actually take in my shows, but this is one of them because this is a request for my song and I'm actually set up to play it. Have I ever played it? That's a great question. What is my 42nd album titled? I've got to look this up. I'm like taking subclause after subclause here. I started with the big announcement, then we moved on to the request, now we're moving on to 42. I have never played Lemon Skate Live. I have not set that one up. That's interesting. Interesting. We may have to do that at some point. I wonder if I've done any other albums that add up to 6. I've never done Invisible Obstructions. No. I don't know. 51? Have I done 51? No, I haven't done Asymmetric 3. Have I done number 6? No, and I probably never will, because that one had a weird recording process on it. I don't know, maybe. No, I've never played album 42. But there's a song that I never put on an album called D in Solitude. This is the one that launched my career. Played this in 1914, just before they sent me over to the Nam. Be properly stretched for this. All right. I'm gonna play this in a different register than I normally do. It's gonna require a little more prep time. Ladies and gentlemen, this is D in Solitude. Sometimes I wonder how I actually make it through that song, considering the dexterity required, the physical demands on the wrists and the tendons. It's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Yeah. D in Solitude. Okay, so now we're coming back around to my other subclause, which is, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. This piece is called Within the Shards of Wisdom. The lonely lurking saxophone over on the side of the stage. Yeah. It's just sitting there waiting to be used, isn't it? I know you guys are itching for the next album to come out, but you know, still working on it. Anita, I haven't seen you for a long time. Thank you very much for the $5. Greatly appreciated. Hope you are enjoying the show. I remember the first time you showed up, I played a special note just for you. That was on the album Permanent Cognitive Damage category. That was I've played that one a few times. That's always a weird one to play because it's just such a weird song. It's so weird because it's one song, 44 minutes, 22 seconds long, and it's nothing like anything else I've done. It's all these weird synths and slow, bendy guitar solos, and it's just weird. But it's good. All right, Shards of Wisdom. A lonely sax. All right. Well, again, thank you all for coming in. I believe we're coming up on the last song of the evening. Yes. So this is the last song of the show, you guys. We're going to be doing a little F sharp minor here. We're going to be kind of kicking it up, as I commonly do. Kind of bring up the energy at the end of the show because that's always fun. I won't explain this too much more, but I will tell you that this song is called Intense Explanations. All right, every people, thank you again for coming to the show. Let's get the speaking camera on. Welcome to the end of the show. This has been a really fun show. I enjoyed the heck out of this. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the compliments and the great questions and comments in the chat. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Thanks for smelling. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. I play every Friday at 8 o'clock in the PM in the Pacific time zone. Go to themadpoet.net to check out the remainder of my music. And I will see all you gangsters and hopefully some more